So good morning. Thank you for joining us, all of you and all of you, right? We are Unity of Flagstaff, are we not? Yes, we are. And no pun intended, but it is my joy to be here today. It's my joy to stand here, and I'm going to keep saying it as the minister of Unity of Flagstaff. I just really like the way it's the senior minister. I had one of our folks say, I really like that when you say senior minister because it sounds like we're getting ready for more of them. I said, we are. We are. Joy. Comes as a surprise, I'm sure also that I have an acronym for that. Joy. Just open yourself. Big, deep breath. Joy. This ain't something, folks, that we have to go out there and get. It resides within, and the opening to it is the only thing that's required. Just open yourself. Now, I know life. I've done a little life in my time. Some of these fun facts that you're hearing, the story behind them is just not always fun. But what I have learned and what I have been gifted with and what I have been blessed in knowing is this. Joy, just like all the other virtues that we've talked about, faith and peace and love, they're inside jobs. Nobody's going to wrap it up for you for Christmas. It's not going to be under the tree. It's within you. You're bringing it to the tree. You're bringing it to the table. You're bringing it to the family event. You're bringing it to all that dysfunction that might happen. You're bringing it. It's right there within you. I love what Charles Fillmore said. He said that joy is the happiness of God expressed through humankind. How do you feel about joy now? That feels a little responsible. There's a little work that goes with that. Joy is the happiness of God expressed through my human kindness. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. The grace of God and the gift of Spirit cannot be outdone. You have everything within you to be that expression of God's happiness. You are God's happiness. How does that feel? You are God's happiness. Come on, how's that feel? Come on, that's not a quiet feel. That's a yee-haw one. That's how we feel yee-haw, isn't it? Or is that just me? Do you like being in joy? No, do you? And this is the cool thing about joy. This is what I've learned. And like I say, what I have learned, and $6 will get you a great cup of coffee. Joy. Joy is this for me, and see how it fits for you. I was happy when I got a phone call that said, we have a free load, 2 free loads of wood for you. I was happy because I didn't like that last thank you note I got from APS with my electric heat. I was happy. I was happy when I got the text message that said, we're surprising you with a Christmas tree today because we know how much that means to you. And we're going to drive it up from Phoenix because I don't have any in Flagstaff.
Was it in Saguaro or something?
And I was happy when people made the effort to drive from San Diego to come here and stay in beautiful Flagstaff to hear me speak. I was happy. But you know what? The joy was when I recognized that I was cared for because there were 2 loads of wood. The joy was when I recognized that somebody knew what was important to me, and that's a Christmas tree. And the joy was when I know I am loved and supported, no matter how many miles. That's the joy. Do you get it? That's the joy. That's the essence of the Christ Spirit expressing through us. That's the Christ essence expressing through us. We are the happiness of God. Of God. Now, it's not always easy. Some days it's just downright hard. Some things are hard and they're difficult, and they take me to a place that I'm not happy. But the joy resides within me. Be it a diagnosis, a lost relationship, a loss of a pet, a loss of a spouse, makes us unhappy and it hurts. But the joy is, I'm strong enough. There's enough God in me to stand in it and be okay. There's enough God in the expression of the people that I surround myself with that I can stay in joy and just open myself to those possibilities of what's coming next. And something's coming next. Always and always. The joy of being that expression of God's happiness. This is one of the virtues that we are talking about in Advent, is joy, faith, love, peace. These were taught to us by great teachers, and Jesus being one of them. Coming to this planet in the most unlikely circumstances to be a hero. The brightest light in the sky showing the way. And it's there for us now. And when we just open ourselves to the joy and the expression of the Christ essence, the Christ Spirit within us, and we rebirth that, we get to be blessed. We get to stay in joy. I can't pronounce this guy's name. It's a really great French name, but I do love his quote. And rather than butcher the name, I just won't. Joy is the infallible sign of the presence of God. And if you remember last week, we talked about Christ's essence is the divine human. Some days I'm a lot more human than I am divine. But the Christ presence is the divine human and the expression of that in and through us. Now, there are a lot of, I could give you 75 ways, and I could list all these things that you can do, that you can move into joy, and that you can absolutely become aware of the fact that joy resides within you. I'm not going to do that. I promise. I'm not even going to give you 7, let alone 75. But they're out there. Open yourself to it. But this is what I can tell you. For me, one of the things that absolutely ensures me that I can be in a place of joy is when I shift my thinking, when I shift my consciousness, when I shift my perspective. So this is the only advice, if I'm going to give advice, that I can give to you. And it's this. Get your shift together. Get it together. Be willing. We have moved through 4 weeks in Advent. We have been on an adventure. Get your shift together and be willing to shift and open yourself so that clear guidance, that bright star, that light in the sky, that light within can guide you to that next perfect expression of who you are. And you know what? You get to be the happiness of God. The happiness of God. I don't know how many times I can say that without just thinking, that is so cool. I just think that's such a cool thing to be. And through the joy that we allow to be birthed within us this time of year and all days of the year, through that joy, we get to be that expression. Now, what about those dark days? What about those times when it just doesn't feel right? And I'm just not very happy. What about those days? What do we want to do about those? Connect, shift, and be present. Connect, shift, and be present. Connect to the earth, take a walk, experience the amazing environment that we live in. Connect. Connect to the people around you, to the people you love. Connect to the people you don't even love. That'll stretch you. Connect. And be present. Present to what resides within you. And when you can't remember, this community and the people that love you will remind you. We will reflect back to you the light that you already are. Just open yourself. Open. Do you see it all around you? Really? This room is filled with it. I have the best seat in the house. I also get the best parking. God is amazing as you. God is the expression of you. The only thing that we have to do is to be present and connect and open to the expression of God that is waiting to move through us. This ain't hard. That's not hard. And again, when you need to be reminded, don't forget to ask for joy. Don't forget to ask. You are here to be loved, to be at peace, to be in joy. And it is based on the premise of faith. Faith, fully allowing it to happen. Let's be present. Let's be open to that. Let's grow into that. This is who you came to be. This is who you came to be. Enough said. Namaste.
These days of winter have come to bury you. No sign of spring, no promise to carry you.